Okay. It's nice to look out in space sometimes, but it's hard to relax. The bridge crew around just staring out in space doesn't give a good impression. Okay. We're gonna talk to people. Talk to Captain first. Yes, Lieutenant. Captain, when I received the posting for the gun dog, I was informed that my role, but I didn't receive the ship's briefing document. If I may, what's the gun dog's objective? We've been alerted by another Swift-class patrol vessel, the O'Brien, about signals coming from the edge of the territory. O'Brien is currently on a solo patrol in outer Jovian space, so we've been sent to provide backup support as necessary. Of course, if something were to attack two Swifts, not as if they could put up much of a fight. Really, it's more of a case that we're out there so that if anything does happen, at least one vessel will be able to get away to warn the colony fleet. I see. Oh, did I just say that out loud? Yes, ma'am. Forget what I just said. That's an order. Yes, ma'am. Hi. Hi, Nicholas. Talk to Vanessa. Excuse me, Lieutenant. I'm currently on duty, so I'd appreciate it if you did not disturb me. Lieutenant Laura, Lieutenant Knight is the ship's head of security. Since I'm here, you can take the time to introduce yourself formally. Right, I've got this. See you in 5. Just see what they're doing. The cats. See, I'll show you the security officer that Cassandra Quinn's been going on about. That's right, Lieutenant Laura Knight. Pleased to meet you. Well, I'm Vanessa Lord. I serve as on the bridge as part of operations. Cassandra told me a lot about you. Is that right? What kind of... I'm disappointed that you're nowhere near as attractive as she made you out to be. Rude. Oh, is that, right? I thought it was too good to be true that some dashing officer would be transferred here at the last moment. Instead, we've just got another lunk. Well, how was it you even got transferred here on such short notice? I was looking over records earlier and you were mid-assignment on the Duke. Why would they transfer you instead of... Well, hey, look at the time. I think your break's over, Lieutenant Commander Quinn. I think Vanessa needs to go back to her station. Of course. I hope this is the start of a productive working relationship between the two of you. Vanessa, I'll catch up with you later, okay? Yeah, pleasant company. Yeah, I found out a lot of the characters have blue eyes just because of the palette change. Sometimes in text they'll be referred to as having like different colored eyes, like amber, but it's mostly just the blue is mostly because of the reduced palette that they're using. Sandra again, my wifey, oh my girlfriend, girly pop. Yes, Lieutenant, how can I be of assistance? Cassie, you're being... Respectfully, Lieutenant Knight, I would appreciate it if you address me as Lieutenant Commander Quinn. I see. Well, I think we've done pretty much all we can do. Like, if we use the systems, we're just gonna get yelled at. Wouldn't know where to begin, even if I was allowed. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the... Well, actually, we should get done here, what we can do first. Actually, no, I'm gonna go... I went to the aft thoroughfare first last time. Right now, I'm just gonna go... Are you head from the central hub? The noise from the engine becomes lighter, and the ambient temperature feels noticeably cooler. The thoroughfare stretches out in front of you with decaying leads to other areas of the ship visible in the distance. And here we are in the fortified thoroughfare. I know, I went to my quarters earlier when I came aboard. What did you just say? Forsyth thoroughfare. No, I don't think you did. I 100% said Forsyth thoroughfare. Haha. It's a tricky thing to say if you're saying it too quickly. Forsyth thoroughfare, fortified thoroughfare, fortified thoroughfare. Aha, you yourself. Well, let's call this on a draw, Lieutenant. I'm gonna talk to her. I didn't talk to her in the hallways, like, at all. Forsyth thoroughfare, Forsyth thoroughfare, Forsyth thoroughfare, fortified thoroughfare. Dang it. I'm gonna go back and do the same that I did before, where I went to engineering first. But I do want to go to the mess hall, while I remember. Here we have the highlight of the entire tour, the mess hall. Cassandra's face is radiating happiness as she gestures through the double doorway that you're stood by into the mess hall. Looking inside, you see a canteen like any other. Tables, chairs, vending machines, it's all here. This is the highlight. It looks like a pretty standard mess hall to me. You bet. Do you know why? Tell me. Because they've got both of the different kinds of vending machines. The red one that stocks the spicy potato chips and the white one that has all the different chocolate bars. Wow, that's all bases covered, huh? They've got all the fundamental food groups. I'm not sure. Hey, Quinn. A rough voice calls out from the further in. We hadn't noticed from previously because of Cassandra's enthusiastic presentation of vending machines, but someone sat in the far corner, stands up, drops a half-smoked cigarette into the coffee cup, and strides over. What's going on, Quinn? Who's this? Lieutenant Rumney. Were you just smoking in the mess hall? Yeah, like you should. This is the future. You should be fucking vaping. Ah, take it easy, Quinn. I was sat right by the extractor vent for a meal vendor. No harm, no foul. It's a fucking spaceship. We got circulated oxygen. Like, for fuck's sake. That's not the point. Extra strain in the air scrubbers from the cigarette. Yeah. So anyway, who's this hottie? So it's like, it's bad enough you're being rude to your commanding officer, now you're hitting on her girlfriend. Well, hey, good looking. Hey, cat's got your tongue. Name's Harry. Harry Rumney. What about you, good looking? Oh, Lieutenant Laurie Knight, ship security. Laurie Knight? Haha, no way, really? Oh, last time I checked. Well, alright, good to know. That's all for me, Knight. You know where my quarters are, right? Yeah, I do. Not in front of Cassandra. Not at all, really. Well, your lost lieutenant catch you years later. What was that all about? I can't stand them. Sometimes they swagger around the ship like they own the place, just because they're one of the only 2 pilots on board. Newsflash, however. The second best pilot out of 2 is last place. Don't worry about them too much. They're not worth it. Rawr. You're the, you know, you're the operations officer, Cassie. You should assert your authority with this and shut down that. You have smoked cigarette and half drunk coffee. Pretty gross. I don't know why smoking a ship hasn't been banned yet. I don't know either. Like Cassie said both times. For some reason, certain ship signs only have the red one or the white one, so I can get why she's excited. Standard food vendor has unit installed on all JCF ships. It's half robotic chef, half vending machine. You select what you want and it repairs for you. The ingredients are almost all long life synthetic reproductions, but it's pretty convincing. When you're done, you can slot the plate back in for cleaning. Yeah, we're gonna use the vending machine. That's why we're here. That's why I wanted to know if I could buy her a bar now, because I did buy her one later on. But I'm trying to find out how many, because there's an achievement for giving her one every chance you get. Cassie, shall we get some chips or something? Maybe we should wait until we're explored a bit more of the ship before we take time off for a snack break. Not like you to pass up a snack break, but sure. Okay, I'll have to come back then. You know, it's pretty weird seeing a mess hall this quiet. I like it. On bigger ships, you always got to queue for the machines, or they run out of all the best snacks before your day out of port. On a ship like this, you can get whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. How much of a problem have you had with snacks running out before? You don't even want to know. On the Reliant, I was offering on a preferential shift for the chocolate system. It was tricky, but I did what I had to. That sounds like it breaks a lot of regulations. Regulations only get broken if you get caught. I don't think that's how it works. Hey Cass, have you had lunch yet? Should we get something from the vendor? Maybe not now. I'm not that hungry, plus they're out of my favorites already. That's the hamburger, followed by the pineapple salad, right? Right. I mean, how do you run out of pineapple salad in a week? I don't think the ship's logistics ever expect a certain someone to have it with every meal. I mean, not every meal. Is there somewhere I can throw this away? Normally the coffee would go in the organics processing, but because they dumped a cigarette in there, I need to go into waste disposal. What a waste. I know, it's not like our grandparents' era where everything in and out had to be balanced, but if I can't stand it when people ruin recyclables. Yeah, I like the going to engineering first, because then when you encounter Grange later, it's like, oh. So we're gonna go down now. I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go to off thoroughfare. I want to get my weapon. Like, technically I could just teleport there now, fast travel, but you know, we're gonna go through it the old way. As two of you leave the central hub behind you, travel down the offside thoroughfare, the hum of the engines continues to grow louder. It effectively filters the noise out in the rest of the ship, but as you get close to the rear of the ship, its volume increases considerably. Are the engines supposed to be that loud? Are the what? What? I said, are the engines supposed to be that loud? Well, what? I said, are the engines? I heard you the first time. I'm just messing with you. You could have fooled me. I've never been on a ship where the engines are so noticeable. Is it supposed to be like that? Supposed to? No, not really. But the Gundog is Swift class, a type of patrol ship that's designed for rapid response. They're made to cover large areas of space quickly and offer basic assistance to ships in distress. That, or to be the first on the scene to gather intel and issue warnings if anything comes too close to Jovian space. Which means, design-wise, they prioritize speed above everything else. I guess the best way to sum it all up is that the Undog is basically a huge set of engines with a tiny ship strapped to them. Well, that's reassuring. Oh, it's fine. It just means there's no space assistance like motion dampeners or soundproofing. Like, just get some egg cartons and just like tape them to the walls. There you got your soundproofing. Well, that's what we need. That way, at least an engineering block. There you can express the engine room, access the engine room, the main computer, and most of the ship systems. Although, you won't be going anywhere near those systems if the Chief has anything to say about it. Damn, that corridor is armory where the ship's firearms are stored. Normally access has to be granted from the bridge, but since you're the security officer, get access code into your keypad. So talk to her... yeah, I didn't talk to her at all in the corridors before. There's an upside to these vibrations coming from the engines. Oh yeah? Check this out. We're just gonna get not... This game's rated T for teen, you know. You watch as Cassandra crouches down, takes out a pen out from the pocket, lays on the floor. As soon as she removes her hand, it begins to slowly edge away from her, moved by the vibrations carried through the ship. Ta-da! That's great. I know, right? Back on the Reliant, we used to go into the engine rooms and raise stationary on the gangways near the engines. Yeah, and that's a good way to lose your pen, Cassandra. I had a red pen that moved 3 times faster than anything else. 3 times faster, huh? You know, I can't believe I lost it, though. Oh hey, what have you got in your pockets? My key card and a pack of gum. Why? The race is on. First from this panel to that panel, the loser buys something from the vending machines. I don't think the key card's gonna be as fast. Okay, let's go with the gum. Place your pack of gum on the floor next to the pen and stand up. 10 to 30 seconds follows as the 2 objects slowly jitter their way along the floor, almost neck and neck, the entire way. Come on, Biro, you've got this. You can do this, gum. How do you don't even know the brand? The sporting bit of the century looks like it'll end in a draw, but last moment your pack of gum slowly moves off in a different direction. This allows Cass's pen to take the lead, and you pass over the seam between the one forward panel and the other. Alright. Yeah, drinks are on you. Oh yeah, we'll definitely remember that. Anyway, we're gonna go get our weapon. Swipe your key card through the card reader, set to the terminal. On Armory's door, there's a slight delay, but quickly enough the terminal flashes the message access granted and the door slides open. First thing that you notice about the armory is that the benches and lockers remind you of the changing rooms on the training center back at the military academy in Europa colony. As you walk past them, you take a closer look and realize that they're the exact same kind of benches used on large ships you've been stationed on, which had sports facilities and changing rooms on board. Instead of sports clothing and equipment, these lockers are filled with selected combat gear for body armor to electroshock weapons to a variety of small and light weapons. Yeah, it seems kind of, you know, with lockers being with the clear front in them. You know, this is the first time I've ever actually been inside a ship's armory. That's not really surprising. It's only security detail that would have access. Even in situations where a ship's expecting to encounter a boarding party, it's security's responsibility to distribute weaponry to the crew in advance. That's to ensure there's no panic or crew don't get a hold of weaponry they're not trained to use. Yeah, it still gives me that mutiny is like the top option. Yeah, the standard regulation, you know that. Well, alright, I remember from my firearm training was when I dropped from my electroshock weapon and accidentally zapped one of the other girls from the operations. Our trainer made me use a hand crank battery charge to recharge all the power packs with punishment. It must have taken forever. You bet. But you should have seen my gun show afterwards. Pew pew. Yeah. Got ripped. reminds me, the captain said I was authorized to collect my sidearm. I should get that whilst I'm here. Spacesuits here for the ship's security detail. They're a bit more robust than the suits handed to the rest of the crew for obvious reasons, but aside from that, they don't offer much of a tactical advantage. Thinking about it? This locker contains electroshock weapons. They are non-lethal and intended to be used in control in case of mutiny or violence that breaks out for some reason. This locker contains a variety of small arms and light weapons that only be used against external hostile forces. Even their sovereign power is relatively low because of the danger of using live rounds inside a ship. Yeah, you're just gonna puncture things and decompress it. I think that was all I could look at for some free things. Okay, so use this. This weapons locker with electroshock weapons. And I'm authorized to take one small weapon from there as part of my role. Security officer, this one will do. You got electroshock gun. Yeah, sometimes it's not always responsive when you press X. What's that? Just my standard issue duty weapon for my role as security officer. It fires a broad projectile that contains a miniature battery. It's non-lethal, but more than enough to stop someone in their tracks. I see. Yeah, we're not gonna shock the Cassie. I don't think it will let me anyway, but didn't in the demo anyway, absolutely not. Ah, come on. I set up the locker since on that look to the bridge. Even if I want to examine the left I wouldn't want to set off an alarm here without telling anyone what I was doing. No reason to use these now, they're a real pain to put back as well. Shock guns use lethal rounds to deliver 50,000 volts of targets, tend to use a secure in case of violence that can't be de-escalated. Talk to Cassie again. Thinking about it. So have you ever got to use any firearms? Why do you ask? Well, I know you're security, but never tell me about anything exciting. I always imagine you facing down bad guys with some scary pistol the size of my forearm, saying cool lines like, "How many shots did I fire? I don't know myself. The question is, do you feel lucky, bub?" I'm watching way too many old movies. Not even once. Most of my job has been dealing with crew members who get a bit touchy after being cooped up on a ship for too long and start fights with each other. Even then I tend to break things up and talk them down. Most of the time no one even ends up in the brig. You've got to have done something more exciting than that. Well, I know. You were an exciting action hero. Tell me. So this one time a pilot found out that someone in the maintenance team had been trying to hit on his girlfriend. He got so mad that he got into his armor frame and used it to corner the guy in the hangar. No way. Wait, he was threatening to turn the guy into paste and had made a real mess of some cargo containers. Because of the hangars or low gravity zone, I was able to make a jump from the gangway to the armor frame and then override the cockpit access from the outside. The pilot was too focused on this engineer to notice me. Whoa, a frame jack? Did you use a cool line when the cockpit opened, pick on someone your own size or something? No way. I put 50,000 volts in the guy's shoulder the second I had a clear shot. Aw, come on. You're no fun. Just told you I tased a guy and you're like, how come we didn't say any witty lines? Okay. Let's save. I didn't fix this bug. Yeah, like, there's probably a trophy for going to Haru's quarters, but we're not doing that to Cassie. I'm gonna head stop. I'm gonna go work another half hour, and that's about it, because I want to get to bed. To continue through the off thoroughfare from engines go louder still. Because I plan to play this a lot longer, but I fell asleep, waiting for midnight. And I set my alarm for next pill time, and that's when I got up. So it's like, kind of lost some time there. Continue through the off thoroughfare, the front of the engines grows louder still. The featureless paneling that has made up the majority of the ship's interior goes quickly gives way to visible pipes and conduits, and eventually the smooth flooring transitions to grating, revealing more workings underfoot. Finally, the thoroughfare leads into one open chamber filled with masses of machinery. Terminal panels set inside the various apparatus cycle through different readings. The light on the screen reflect off ducts and valves. All this equipment is separated by the grid of catwalks and access ladders. Well, that's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is right. This central engineering, pretty much every system aside from engines itself and the central computer can be found in this room. All in one place? Isn't that a little risky? Well, a Swift-class ship relies on an absolutely minimal crew. The Gundog only has 2 engineers. I think they figured it'd be easier on there if everything that support was kept in one place. That way they don't have to run from one end of the ship to the other. To get all the repairs done if something goes wrong. Huh. I certainly know a lot about ship's engineering. What can I say? I'm a pretty talented individual. Oh yeah, whilst we're here, can you share some of that knowledge? What's over there? That's the Volonic Conversion Unit. And what's that? That's the, omnifaceted wing shaft. And, and what's that? That's the turbinal necabulator. Every day is a school day. I'm head of operations, not the chief engineer. Okay? I don't need to know what. Hey, no one better be screwing around up there. You both jump as the stern voice barks at you from below. Looking down, you see through the grating that there's another catwalk situated on the one you stood with a crew member, moving at speeds toward the ladder that joins the 2 walkways. I swear, if I find so much as a single terminal readout of place, I'm stuffing the 2 of you in that organics processing system. If I have to retrieve one more pen from behind the compressors. The crew member continues to grumble as they ascend. Quinn, you better not be here to tell me that your favorite pen has somehow fallen into the system block again. Yeah, that's because you keep fucking racing them. Yeah, I love how beefy she is. It's like, she's great. Aha, no chief, got it right here. Damn straight you do. Now make sure you hang on to that one, or you're going to need someone to pull you out of the system block instead. And who's this? Our wayward security officer? You got a name there? You quickly throw a sharp salute at the woman in front of you without even checking her rank first. Not only does she loom over you physically, but you quickly pick up on a force of personality that feels like it adds an extra 6 inches to a considerable stature. Lieutenant Knight, security officer for the JFS Gundog Man. Less of that ma'am business, Knight. Name's Mackenzie Carthays. Chief engineer, but that's chief to you. Ah, yes, my chief. Yes, mama. Damn straight. Now, what are you two doing in engineering? I was just giving Lieutenant Knight a tour of the ship, Chief. That's so? You never been on a ship before, Lieutenant? First assignment? Never on a Swift class, Chief. I only served on Striker supply classes to date. That's so? Which strike vessels? The JFS Victory and the JFS Thunderbolt, Chief. And the Duke for a bit, apparently. During Thunderbolt, huh? I don't think either of those are less than 3 years old, so probably wouldn't have seen what the new streamlined distribution systems. I wonder if you would have seen the power coils, though. I think the Victory was part of that production. You and Cassandra exchanged a quick nervous glance as the Chief, who previously seemed like she was about to physically throw both of you out engineering assembly bins, conversation with herself. You continue to stand to her nervous attention as she ruminates about ship's components. Chief, is there anything I can help you with about those ships? Oh, huh? Lieutenant, didn't realize you were still here. No, you're off the hook tonight. Not unless you can tell me whether the Victory is outfitted with the 3rd generation BPAC upgrades anyway. Sorry, Chief. I don't think I could. What if that's because the retrofitting takes into account space availability in the ship's interior for minimal traversal impact, although maybe it could be that it takes. I think now would be a good time for us to move on. Good idea. Well, that's all, Chief. We'll just be going now. Oh yeah, sure. Just don't let me catch you screwing around in here again. Learning opportunity. Got another trophy! There's so much going on here, I've got no idea what anything is. This could be a waste processing unit, or it could be life support. Oh, sorry, Chief, what was that? This unit's part of the life support system. To be exact, this part of an assignment center of sorts. It continuously samples the atmosphere on board the ship to ensure that it's at an optimal level to keep us all alive. Oh, huh. That door leads to one of the ship's engine rooms. There's another engine room on the other side of the ship. It's not exactly an efficient layout, but when you're running tests on the systems, but it's what they thought would be best in terms of keeping a Swift compact. Oh, thanks, Chief. There's so much machinery in here. What if Cassie says it's true and all the ship systems are packing it in here? Could be anything. It's certainly giving off a lot of heat, though. That's the power distribution module. Ah, oh Chief, it's you. What is it? Power distribution module. We're situated above the Gundog's main reactor, and this is a system which distributes the power to all the ship's various systems. Oh, is that right? That door leads to the central computer's room. It contains the ship's main frame that all the ship's terminals are connected to. It all runs the majority of the ship's hardware. There's a primary access terminal located in there too that gives access to all the terminal the ship offers. For security only, the captain has use of it. Great, thanks for the heads up, Gene. Sandra. Can I use anything that can get piss everyone off? Absolutely not touching that. If I do something wrong, I don't want to think what the Chief would do to me. I really don't think it's a good idea for me to touch a single thing in here. Less than worried about the damage to the ship and more about what the Chief will do to me if she catches me. Okay, I'm gonna talk to people. Yes, Lieutenant. Well, Chief, I was just stopping by to... Tell me, Knight, What is it that the ship's security officer on a vessel with only 10 crew does all day? Oh, so that is... Because I'll tell you what a chief engineer does. Chief engineer spends every damn minute of the day trying to keep pace with all the systems on board this vessel, making sure that they're all ringing absolutely flawlessly. You know why? It's because I don't. If I don't, then it's a thin line between optimum comfort and a horrific death in the cold expanse of we call space. Yeah, that's not reassuring there, Chief. So, I'll be frank, Lieutenant. Unless you're about to help me redirect these condensers while I refresh the primary moisture chamber, I don't know what good is going to come from you hanging around and distracting me. Understood? Well, like, you could show me, I can help you. Well done. If you really want something to do, then you can go and check up on that junior engineer in the hangar. Kid's probably slowed down since I last put the fear of the void into him. Wow. We'll talk to Cassie again. Always be talking to Cassie. A, B, T, T, C. But I really, when Chief says we shouldn't be screwing around in here, she's right. We should probably get moving. What did you do? Why would you say that? Really though, what did... Who the hell dropped a chocolate bar into the secondary moisture converter? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's melted into the outlet valve. I'll kill them. What the fuck are you wasting your chocolate bars for? Cassie, anyway. Swipe your card through the card readers. Yeah, we just were told this. I'm just doing this for the sake of completion. Terminal by the door. Head into the computer. The door doesn't open, and instead you hear a harsh tone from the terminal, which is displaying an error message. Looking at the screen, you see a message displayed in large flashing letters. Access is denied. Insufficient authority. Oh, even with your security clearance, you won't be able to go into the main computer room. Because the staff is so small, the ship's computer handles a lot of tasks that would normally be done by the crew. It controls a lot of really sensitive functions that only the captain and the operations team are allowed access. Oh, I don't think any ships have been on have had a computer system like this. Bigger ships usually have their computer distributed among multiple systems across the ship. But because they've also got larger crews, there's more than the people on board are responsible for. I think that because the Swift class is so small and that they're such a limited crew, they need to assign more functionality to the computer. Because of that, it's a lot more vital that no one screws around with it. I see, you said your operations have access. Can we take a look using your authority? Well, since the whole reason I'm here is that I didn't exactly take my responsibilities with the Reliant computer system seriously, the captain told me not to mess around with it. Ah. Well, it's not that interesting anyway. Yeah, you know... I'm surprised that you haven't fucked around with it anyway, because that's how you are. Two, you watch around the corner as Chief Cathays continues to muttering to herself, paces back and forth, checking terminal readouts and various displays. Eventually she heads to the ladder that you climbed to confront you. Now out of sight, Cassandra darts towards the engine room, gesturing you over. Checking over your shoulder, and in case the Chief has reappeared, you make your way to her just in time for the doorway to the engine room to open and Cassandra disappear inside before you can raise an objection. Well, it's got to be better than staying here with the Chief. The room you find yourself in is similar size to the area that just left, but with what was crammed and full huge range of machinery. This door is almost entirely filled with colossal cylindrical device. Pulse engine is now a tangible sensation to the vibrations and emits a shake. It emits shake your whole body. Well, this is the main engine room. Well, one of them anyway. Like Chief said, the ship's outfitted with 2 of these. Let's see, what do you mean now? For the Gundog set up engines with a ship strapped to them, this thing's massive. I know. I look at it and feel like you could probably fit the rest of the ship in this room if the engine weren't in there. That's because it's impossible to get into the Higgs fuel distribution drive any smaller. Ah, Chief. Chief, I know, I said So, these engines are actually combination nuclear pulse engines built around a Higgs field distortion drive. If the HFDD wasn't here, then this engine could be about 10 times smaller than it is. Although I hear they've managed to improve the efficiency of newer MPEs, so it's possible that the space saving could be even more like 11 times smaller. Can either of you tell me how an HFDD works? Well, something like it, you know, put your finger on the ketchup packet, it squirts out and it moves, and you don't think anything has passed, but you've actually been pushed with the, you know, the distortion around you. HFDD, Higgs Field Distortion Drive. What are they teaching you in the academy? It's the drive that allows chips to move far beyond speeds allowed by conventional engines, although nowhere near faster than light. It's what lets us get around the solar system without needing to worry whether we live long enough to see the end of the journey. Anyway, everyone knows about the existence of the Higgs field. It's what allows interactions with the Higgs boson that gives particles their mass. Alright, So, what the drive does is warp the field relative to the ship and those on board. By doing this, it displaces the mass to a center, to a different area of space, but within the same relative. As the chief continues on with her explanation, you glance at Cassandra and see a thinly veiled look of terror on her face. You can't blame her, as you feel much the same way caught in the impromptu lecture. No, let her cook. I want to hear what she has to say. Then, because the particles retain their relationship with each other, the general perception is that things are the same as normal. However, from an exterior perspective, lecture drags on and you quickly lose track of the chief's explanation. Although recognize the words she's saying, you can no longer make sense of the context and they come to a seem meaningless string of sounds. What does that mean? Does that make sense? Yeah, so the field is the, I got the mass, which is pushed. No. How to put it? Okay, so imagine that space is a ketchup packet and you're the sauce. The sauce. Right, sauce. Now this distribution drive does is like a thumb on the universe of the packet. It moves the sauce around by changing the shape of the packet to push the sauce. The packet is the universe where the sauce and the drive is a thumb. We've got it. Quickly glance back to Cassandra and meet her eyes as she's doing the same thing. You know for certain that neither of you have got it. And that's why these engines have to be so big to host that drive. Oh, it all makes sense now. Yeah, I see. Yes, definitely. Great work now. That you appreciate the science behind it, I won't have to throw you out of here. Thanks, Chief. Anytime. Just remember, Lieutenant? Yes, Chief? Screw with anything and I'll throw you out the airlock instead. Yes, Chief. Sauce! One of the ship's two engines. Apparently it's big because there's a combination of standard nuclear pulse engine and the Higgs field distortion drive. I think I almost lost consciousness when the chief was explaining it to me. I'm not gonna look at. Talk to Cassie again. So, we're the sauce. Right. And the universe is the packet. I thought that the field was the packet. But then, is the field in the universe or the universe in the field? We're going to have some very theoretically challenging meal times. Like, I know I can travel, but I'm giving one of those armory. That's what I mean. It's sometimes a bit delayed with selecting. Okay. Go to the airlock, and Cassie can tell us about the stars. This is the main airlock. It's the main way to get on and off the ship when it's docked. Thanks. I've already been here. Oh, really? When? Actually, I think I'm confusing it with somewhere else. What else can you tell me? Well, it's got one of the best views of the ship, for one thing. You look around, but can't see any windows. You probably wouldn't expect it to the military vessel here, where any inclusion like that could compromise the structure. Here? Really? Yeah, really. Check it out. Sandra strides over to the terminal, slamming the wall next to the airlock. Oh, catch. And quickly begins to type in commands into it. You hear a sequence of beeps, and she stands back, gesturing proudly to the screen. Not too bad, huh? You look at the screen, but all you can see is a dark display with a few errant pixels suspended on it. Is that working? Of course it's working. Look. Stare a little harder at the screen, and although it takes you a moment, you eventually realize that's an external feed. That's right. Normally you can only actually see out of the gun dog from either the bridge or the hangar. But the ship's covered in small cameras for combat situations. You access the feeds from the terminals around the ship. That's actually pretty cool. But isn't the view from the bridge or the hangar better, you know, because you're actually looking out? Well, maybe, but there's always someone around. You never get the view to yourself. Losing my voice. No one ever comes here, and it's so quiet. It's almost like you're out there. I guess I can see what you mean. It's pretty quiet out this way, and a fancy screen like that is basically the real view. I knew you'd understand. I'll add the command to your terminal access. That way you can come out here and see the stars whenever you want. Thanks. We're just gonna have some dates out here, looking out at the terminal, aren't we? Lose my voice too. That's another reason I'm not gonna go too long. Underneath the panel is the manual control for the external airlock hatch, just in case of mechanical or power failure. I've had to open the part as a drill before, and it's not easy. These spacesuits are for emergencies only. Every crew member has a assigned suit that's stored under the main station. These suits are here in case of evacuation when the stations are inaccessible. Yeah, apparently, like, the Steam reviews are doing really good. It's got like 81% positive, and then there's some that are really fucking pissed that it allows, you know, non-binary people. And they're like, well, in the original Japanese, you know, it's man or woman, and then here they've got the pronouns. And it's like, you do realize this game was made by a studio in Wales. Like, there might be localization, but, you know, it's made by, you know, Space Colony Studios. I mentioned the Shape-Shifting Detector, which is it's a game produced by Wales Interactive. You know, that they do a lot of, like, you know, full motion video type games, and one of the developers was like, yeah, we're like in the race with them to be the most, you know, prolific, like well-known group on in Wales, like studio in Wales. It's like, yeah, like there's like probably not that many studios in Wales. Someone just comments, so I can upload up on my video. Oh, we've got another cheap viewers that's getting reported to Twitch. Oh my fucking voice. This is the main crew airlock. Our crew use to usually load and offload basic supplies, equipment. Everything else is brought in through the hangar airlock. But like, what gets me? Okay, most of the team, like, there's only like 3 people on the team, and they're not, you know, like, there's not, and they've done really good inclusion. Like, yeah, you know, there's not with the, you know, like, background skins and whatnot, but, you know, like, to have a non-binary main member of the cast, or have the player character be able to, or like have like your relationship with Quinn the same regardless of what you pick as a player character, I really like that. It brings me such joy. It gives me the same like ticks that Lifeline, you know, with the ambiguous, with Taylor for the protagonist is. Huh. But yeah, they didn't fix the little delay with the PlayStation 4. They said it was the hardest one to port. The spacesuits are for emergency only. Every crew member has a assigned suit that's stored under the main station. These suits here are in case evacuation stations are inaccessible. Oh, I didn't look at the access panel. Now let me look at it, bucko. Underneath that panel is manual control for the external airlock hatch, just in case of mechanical power or failure. I had to open one of these in private drill before, and it's not easy. Also, I put my new caps on my controller. I had to replace one of them because when I got back from my trip, I was sick, and I was trying to focus on playing Stardew Valley, and I brought the PlayStation out in the kitchen. Some little beast took it off, one of them off the controller, and I'll never see it again. It's into the ether. It's gone. Completely gone. Terminal alongside other standard features used to control the airlock. I can also get a good look at what's going on outside the ship. View the stars. I've got a few minutes. I could spare some time for stargazing. Yep, that's space alright. I'll leave those there where they are. I'm not going anywhere. Any usage of emergency supplies has to be reported. I remember when I worked in the office, I had to report things like if I had to take a band-aid out of the first aid kit in the office, I would have to report it. Which is understandable, but it's like with all the paperwork I had, like I would cut myself quite a bit. I'll go talk to Cassie. So do you come out to the airlock a lot? Define a lot. More than once for coming on board and once for departing. There's nothing wrong with hanging out in the airlock. Well, you know, sometimes you just need a bit of personal space. On a small ship like this, it's the only place you can really get some time to yourself. But you have your quarters. Even on a big ship like the Reliant, there's not many places to get away from everyone. I just find it really relaxed to know I'm close to being out in space, away from everyone. Sometimes it feels like it was made to be out there, not cooped up in here. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like, you know, something like, you know, Doctor Who with the trying to, you know, where it was like the planet with the devil on it, calling out to people. I didn't know you enjoyed that part of space. For most people, looking out into the expanse is too long triggers a kind of a sense of dread. Yeah, that's kind of like I would not want to go into space. I would not want to go to the deep sea either, just to be trapped and how many things that can go wrong. I'm also not really good with changes in, you know, like altitude and stuff, and it's not so much like fear, it's more I have low blood pressure and I get like a bit woozy, but also I have, you know, intrusive thoughts, and it's kind of like, kind of avoid high heights. But even like elevators or escalators when I'm having a bad day, I get so dizzy. I knew a guy on another ship that couldn't bear to look out in space. He'd start getting jitters whenever he did. Sometimes if he got drunk on duty, he'd start saying all kinds of weird stuff about how humanity's souls are never meant to be unbound from gravity. I don't know, there's something out there that's calling me, you know? That sounds kind of, you know, not good. Well, that is until I'm late for my ship, and the captain sends out a ship-wide message telling me to haul ass up to the bridge. I know there's something calling me. Let's save, I guess. Losing my voice again. Yeah, there's probably another trophy for if you follow Haru. I should find out how to skip text too if I want to play through anything else. Anyway, I've got Central Hub. Might as well go to the sick bay and find out about Cassie's, basically IBS. Elevator door says open, you both step out into the wide open room. I'm just reporting this person. For the spam comments. I think I'm gonna buy viewers. Do you think I get more than like 1 or 2 viewers? Sometimes I don't get any viewers. No one gives a fuck. Struck the glare of the high-powered lights that are set in the ceiling, and just as you regain your vision, the powerful aroma of clinical disinfectant burns up your nostrils. Looking around, you see the standard features of sick bay: a set of beds that extrude from the wall on one side, and a large gallery window set to the wall on the other, indicating the presence of surgery wing. Walls are lined with cupboards and cabinets containing the medical supplies and various devices set on countertops. In the middle of the room is a large desk set to face the entrance. Side close to you are 2 chairs. On the other side, a figure that you almost mistake as a piece of medical equipment until they look up. Miss Quinn, excellent timing. I've just finished the analysis of your... Hey, Doc, don't worry about that right now. I'm giving a tour to our new security officer. Very good, Miss Quinn. Hello, Lieutenant Knight. I'm the ship's doctor, Cypher Rosarian. I've reviewed your file already, so please feel free to stop by with any complaints. Yeah, not questions, not concerns, complaints. Lately, I had to make some... I had to call 2 places today for issues. One of the cat food flavors. I get a case of 32 cans of cat food for my cats that lasts about a month. And the turkey pate in it has all been, like, I've opened 4 cans of it, and 3 of them have been, like, my cats won't eat it, or it looks visibly wrong. Like, it looks like there's a dark, like, rubbery mixed in it. It's not like, you know, just some variation in the meat, separated meat. It looks like mold. So I called about it today, and they're sending me another case, because I'm not even going to feed them the other 4 cans, or donate it, because it's like, where even Neptune wouldn't eat it, like the one that looked fine, I just don't trust to give any of it to him. There's 4 cans left. Like, we're not desperate for food, because I do have, you know, the other bunch of cans from it, but yeah, we'll get them another case when it comes, which saves me money, but it's more, you know, like, annoying that 8 cans out of 32 are useless. And I also had to call Arizona. they've had some weird, like, I drink Arizona green tea for years, and I've been, you know, I've bought the jugs since they've been available in Canada, like the gallon jugs, and, oof. I had one in January that tasted watered down. Like, I usually water it down, I don't drink it straight, like, I'll pour water in to stretch it out further, because I mostly just drink it with meals. And, it was a little bit watered down, so, but this one tasted like it was made of chlorinated water. It was not good. I'd like to talk to you about your gastro. Like, it wasn't undrinkable, like I still drank it, but, you know, it tasted like I had taken, like, and had made it with chlorine water, and where I'm not used to drinking chlorinated water, because I've grown up on well water. Like, pretty much everywhere I've lived, except for when I go on vacation, or when I lived out west for 8 months, has been, you know, well water. Talk about it. Intestinal. Doctor, later. Distress. Okay, doctor, a moment, please. Honey, if you could just give me a few minutes with the doctor. Yeah, no problem. Then grabs the doctor by his sleeve and drags him over to the surgery wing, yanking him through the door behind her. Once the door closes, you can hear them, but you can still see the 2 of them through the gallery window. You decide to turn your attention away and examine a nearby poster on space illnesses. Like the space illnesses, like the space flu, the space cold, you know. At least we don't have to worry about pregnancy, where, unless it's like some ABO universe where, you know, you can, well, ladies can get each other pregnant. Well, this game's rated T for teen. Yes, thank you, doctor. I understand. So that includes any synthetic meats or carbohydrates. Understood. But as I